I'm finally live on all the platforms. Hello, hello. Valerie Walton right here at valeriewalton.com, coming to you live from the suburbs of Washington, D.C. And today, you guys, big stuff. This is big stuff. Are you ready for this? Ooh. Are you ready? Well, I hope so. I want you to fasten your seatbelts because today, what we're going to talk about is how to know when you're talking to the wrong people for your business before you get rejected. Right? Because if you get rejected, then you know, oh, wait, that wasn't the right person for my business. So, how do we avoid the rejection? How do we boost our confidence, our posture, and our probability of getting a yes? Okay. How do we do that? Well, that is what I'm going to cover today. So grab your notebook, grab a pen. Let's get going. All right. Well, again, welcome, you guys. If this is the first time you're ever seeing me live, just so you know, I am a certified online home business coach and trainer, and I absolutely adore the network marketing and the home based business industry. And that's why I am here. That's why I've studied the craft. That's why I have gone out there and been in the trenches myself, built business, helped other people do the same thing. And now I do that full time with my coaching programs. I like to be able to make sure that you're not spinning your wheels, you're not confused, you're not getting conflicting advice, and you're getting the nitty gritty. You're getting what actually works right now, today in business. Always updated information, always the things that are going to help you out. And of course, the fundamentals, the basics, the things that never change. With that being said, like I said, today we're going to talk about knowing when you're talking to the wrong people before you get all the way through all of this work you've been doing and all this conversation you've been having and then getting rejected. Nobody wants that. So if you've ever been gone into a prospecting conversation and you feel a little nervous and you're feeling like you need to impress them, right? You need to have the answers. You need to show them that this works. They need to be convinced, right? They need to know that working with you would be better than working with somebody else inside of that same business and all that kind of stuff. If you start feeling nervous or anxious and you're thinking those things, right? If you're thinking that this person, showed an interest, or maybe they haven't even shown an interest yet, but you're thinking you might get a yes. Maybe you've looked at some of the things on their profile and perhaps they would be a good fit. And you're thinking, why not reach out to them? But you're not sure what you're going to get from them, right? Then when you finally get to the point that you can have a conversation with them, you have no idea how to transition in a business. Or then when you finally do figure out a way to start talking about business, there is this sinking feeling deep down inside that you ain't got no clue what they're thinking, right? Their face is blank if you're on a Zoom call with them, or their replies back to you in Facebook Messenger dry, short, right? Even a little curt. Okay. So if you're starting to feel like that, or you've been experiencing that, I can give you some of the reasons why, yes, you're talking to the wrong people. If this has been your experience when you're reaching out to folks and prospecting, this is not what prospecting should feel like for you. You deserve better. Wouldn't you agree? So let's talk about some of the signs and wonders so that you know what you should be looking out for. Okay. First thing is this. I'm going to start with the big stuff. This is the number one reason why people are having so much difficulty in their prospecting conversations. They are not crystal clear on their target audience and their branding and marketing message. They don't know who they are. They don't know what they stand for. They don't know who they serve, and they don't know how they serve them. Big problem. Typically, you ask your average network marketer, and I hope this isn't you, but if it is, you're in the right place to learn how to go next level. Okay. But for your average network marketer, if you were to ask them those four questions, right? Who are you? What do you stand for? Who do you help? And how do you help them? They're going to be like, uh, well, I'm, just somebody who's looking to make money, and I stand for, financial freedom and time freedom. And I help anybody else who wants to make money. And I help them by offering them my business. That is so vague. It is, so unclear. It is such a muddled message, if we can even call it that. And this is why you're not getting the people you want, right? We say we want to, help anybody and everybody who wants to make money. That's not true. That's not true. And I'm going to show you real world examples of this. Okay. But first, let's just dive into that. Let's sink into that. You don't want to just help anybody who wants to make money, because there's some people out here that want to make money with this whole idea that they can just get rich quick and hit the lottery by starting a home-based business. Because I'm a roll a dice, right? I'm gonna throw in a couple $100, roll a dice, and just sit back and see if I get any money out of this, because y'all said I was going to get some money. You don't want those folks. You don't want the folks that are full of excuses. Don't you hate that? Don't you hate it when there are people that always have an excuse for something? Like, I know somebody, there's somebody in my life that I just won't be able to get rid of. That is he just made of excuses. And it is so annoying because nobody cares. Right? And the person making the excuses thinks that this is like, a justifiable reason behind why they didn't show any integrity and do what they said they were going to do. I don't care about what you think is a good reason behind it. Point is, fact is, you didn't do what you said you were going to do, right? But this person was like, oh, see, I was going to, but I didn't have time. I was so busy. And I know people say that, but no, for real, I'm really busy. I'm really busy. Or they say, I just didn't have the money for that. Mind you, they said I didn't have the money for that. Right? They didn't say they didn't have any money at all. They didn't have any money to their name. They didn't have money for that. Excuses. Oh, you didn't show up. You didn't opt into that free training I gave you. Oh, yeah, see, something came up, then I had to go to the store, then I had to pick up my grandmama, then I had to go. Like, nobody wants to hear that crap. It is annoying, right? So you would not want those types of people in your business. So the first thing, the first thing that we need to develop in our business, and honestly in our own personal lives, is standards, boundaries. If you expect certain things, right, and you wouldn't tolerate anything less in your personal life, we also need to bring that over into our business. There are certain things that I just do not tolerate when it comes to building my business, building a team, or even when I select and approve clients for my business. I don't want a headache client, so I don't select them. They can apply all day, but I get to choose who I work with, and so do you. And that is the beauty of it. Could you imagine? Imagine what it's like when you go to your job. You don't get to choose who your coworkers are. You kind of show up and there they are, right? And you just got to deal. But in your business, you're the boss, so you get to make those choices. Why would we choose to help any and everybody? Now, let's also look at a real world example of this, right? Think about your network marketing business, which is, it's a business, and businesses are all about relationships, right? Now I want you to look at a different kind of relationship that you have in your life. So let's talk about dating, because believe it or not, network marketing and dating are closely related in the way that you communicate with other people, right? There's certain things that you can talk about with somebody you're super close to that you could never talk about with a stranger. right? So when we look at dating, and I ask you, what are your standards? Do you have a type? Are there certain qualities and characteristics that you want out of your date, out of your mate? And you say to me, no, I want to date any and everybody. It doesn't matter. I'll just weed through. I'm going to go for no, and I'll just figure it out. And hopefully, out of the sea of people that I don't even know if I have anything in common with, I'm going to hope for the best. And maybe I'll find my spouse. And yet we do this with network marketing. We do this with our business. Important relationships, right? Important relationships, because we've got transactions going on. Trust needs to be built, just like trust needs to be built in any other relationship in our lives. And we're looking to join forces with everybody. Everybody, right? There are some people out here that are liars. They're manipulative. They're deceitful. I don't want to work with them. I don't want to work with any and everybody, just like I wouldn't want to date any and everybody if I was still on the market, which I am not, right? But hopefully you're catching the point, right? Okay. Now, with all of that being said, again, this is the number one reason why people are having so much difficulty with finding the right people and having conversations, and even knowing when they're when they're in front of the right people and when they're not, is that they have not established those standards of making it crystal clear. This is who I am. This is how I present myself to the marketplace. Now, as a human being, there are so many different sides to me. There's so many different layers in terms of my personality, right? I can't possibly show everybody every piece of me. And so can I start with the piece of me that gives them an advantage? The piece of me that helps enhance their lives? The piece of me that focuses on them and serving them so they know what's in it for them? Let's start there. Now, I don't only show that side of myself to people, but I'm also showing just the core of me, just who I am, my personality, just in general. When you meet me, what am I like? You're always going to see that, right? That's always going to shine through in any piece of me. So who I am, lighthearted, fun to be around, but I do take my commitments seriously, right? You're going to see that whether you know me as being a mom, a wife, a marketer, or a friend. No matter what, you're always going to see that about me. You're going to see my humorous side. You're going to see me smile. You're going to hear me laugh. There's probably not a day that goes by that I don't find something humorous, something funny to laugh about. Okay? So really important. All right, now I'm going to pause for just a second because I see some comments have come up, and I see Colleen is on, and I do want to acknowledge you. Hello, hello. There. Hopefully we can see Colleen today. I don't know what was going on with these comments yesterday, but Colleen, hello. It is so good to see you, and thanks. This is the only bling I got on today, so you must be talking about this. I'm really just chilling in the house. So aloha to you. Did I say it right? Aloha? Aloha. Because we always butcher this stuff when we be trying to say it. And then Colleen also said that she likes my new setup. So thank you so much. Definitely appreciate that. Got a little something new going on. And for those of you that want to know what the setup is, hurry up and get on my Victory VIP list, right? That's my email list where I share those kinds of things and go in depth with how you can use it and some cool features and all that kind of stuff. There's a ton of cool resources, tools, software, and stuff that I love to use that just helps me leverage my time. Because y'all know me, I don't like to spend a whole lot of time working, child. That's crazy. Okay. So, so hopefully everybody was able to see Colleen's comments that I just put up here. Okay. Now, where was I? So we were talking about the importance of of knowing those four things, creating those standards, right? Because you're going to need to create relationships with people. What makes the difference between a relationship, right, knowing someone, and this person being a stranger is the varying degrees of trust that you both have in one another. If you expect trust from people, you're going to have to lead, right? We, as the marketer, we, as the entrepreneur who has a solution that we want to provide to people, in a sense, are competing, right? In a sense, not fully, with other people doing the exact same thing. So as a person is looking around for a solution to their problem, they want to pick the one that they trust the best. What brand do they trust the best? And the thing about that is, hey Larry, I'm seeing you. I'm seeing you. Hello, hello. Good evening. Oops, it's not showing on the stream. What's going on? Here we go. The thing about that is you're going to have to give them a reason. Give them a reason to establish a relationship with you. Give them a reason to trust you. How do you typically build relationships with folks? Think about the people that you're close with right now. How did that come to be? You didn't just wake up one day and say, I hope this person just comes up to me one day, knocks on my door and says, hey, I trust you. Let's be close. Nobody does that. Right? And yet so many network marketers expect that in their business. And I'm like, stop. That's not how that works. Like, that is insane. And again, when you think about it in a real world example, that's when we realize, oh yeah, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, let me make some changes in my business, right? Okay. So when you're looking to establish relationships with people, this is where you have to lead, right? As the entrepreneur, we got the solution, we lead. You have to step into that even before anybody's following you. You have to be the leader right now so that people can follow you. And you do it by leading by example. So if you want people to trust you, show them that you're trustworthy. Show up with your consistency, because consistency is what helps strengthen relationships. Could you imagine if my husband and I got married back in February and haven't spoken since? Could you imagine that? What kind of bond would that be? No, we're consistent. We're consistent in our communication with each other. We are consistent in expressing ourselves to one another. We are consistent in making sure that we keep our connection strong and that we continue to strengthen it each and every day. Are you doing that with the people that you want to have commit to you, make a commitment to you in some way? Whether it is through a transaction of a product purchase, or whether you want them to commit to being a part of your team. Are you showing up for them consistently? Are you putting out consistent content? I'm not saying you have to create new content every day, because there's such a thing as repurposing, but are you showing up with some content every day, even if it's repurposed content? I got one of the best compliments yesterday. I was talking to some new teammates of mine, some clients, and that is one of the things. Is a husband and wife, and the husband has said this. That is one of the things that we really love about you. Your consistency is just crazy. You are very consistent. I'm like, thank you. You see it. The effort is worth it, right? But honestly, these days it's not hard for me to be consistent. It's really not, because this is something that I care about, which is leading me into the next thing. So write this down in your notes too. Here's another reason why you may not be in front of the right people. Okay. Do you care about them? Or you just want to make the money? And here's a really great way for you to establish more compassion for your target audience by selecting a target audience that is basically you before you found the solution that you now want to provide to them. So, just like for me, being a coach, I coach people now because I remember what it was like to be struggling in my business. And even when I stopped the struggle part of my business and was looking to go next level, I remember how difficult it was to try to do all of this alone. I remember how crazy everything was before I found certain tools, before I found certain software, before I found a community of people that were unbiased, right? Not people in my upline, but people who were unbiased but knew business that could help me grow my business. I remember what that was like. And now I provide the solution that I found to people. Now, see, I can find compassion for a person who's going through right now what I had gone through 5 years ago because I can relate. Are you looking for people that you can relate to? Are you looking for people that are going through something right now that you remember going through back when you first, started your business? This is so much easier too, to select a target audience that is basically you, your past self, right? Than it is to try to conjure up this idea of a customer avatar where you're just imagining this person named, Flo, who is 32 and lives in Chicago. And you know what I mean? Like, instead of just making up somebody, why don't you be the somebody? Why don't you be your own customer avatar? Why not that? Because if you went through something like that, if you went through a certain struggle, a certain problem, a certain obstacle, a certain challenge in life, right? And we're all human beings here on this planet, so we're all going through this thing called life. Do you think that you're the only one on the face of the planet where there are almost 8 billion people on this planet right now as we speak? And there have been billions in the past and probably billions to come, child. I don't know. But do you think you are the only one who's ever had that unique problem that you've had? And that nobody else on the face of the earth is going through anything even remotely similar? Child, of course not. Right? Of course not. This is what the human experience is all about. Relatability. We're all interconnected. You will find people that are similar to you. You will find people that are like-minded. This is how you develop friendships. This is how you establish, associates and acquaintances. This is how there are some coworkers you got at your job that you just love being around, and some you don't, because we go through similar experiences, or we think similar things, or we value similar values, or we believe similar beliefs. There are people out there that are just like that. If this is where you root your target audience in, right? Where you and them find some commonality. If you can do that, then you develop a much better target audience. And if you develop a much better target audience, and by better, I mean a much clearer audience, a much more specific audience. If you can do that, now it makes it easier on you to do everything else, right? So if you establish your standards, who are you? And how are you presenting yourself to the world? And what problem do you want to help solve? And how do you solve that problem? And when we talk about the problem, how it relates to your target audience. If you're hella confused right now and you don't even know how to begin doing these steps, get on that VIP list right now today. And all the information on how to do that's right here. Okay? Like, get on there. Because I would love to be able to help you with this. It is so simple. And if you're lost, don't stay that way. If you're lost, it's simply because this is something new to you that you've just been introduced to. Let me take you by the hand and guide you through this so that you can establish these fundamental truths that you need in your business that most people are not talking to you about. Or when they do, it's a very superficial thing. Oh, just pick some folks that just want what you got. No, because you're going to start assuming everybody wants what you got. They don't. Because again, this is just like dating. Okay? So you want to remember that. You don't want, everybody doesn't want you. You don't want everybody, right? Focus on who you'd like to attract. Focus on your type. That's what you want to do. Now, the next step, okay? The next step is to think about in what ways can you relate to these folks, right? So again, if you based selecting a target audience based on where you've been before and how you can help other people have a better life, a more fulfilling life with standards, with dignity, with integrity, if you can do that, now you're getting yourself in front of the right folks. And it's also going to become much easier for you to find them, whether it is, in a Facebook group, right? Because it's going to be easy for you to find a group of people that fit your target audience now through a search, now that you know who you're looking for. Very important. Okay. Another thing is it's going to be easy for you to speak to them when you're doing your passive prospecting, your passive marketing, right? That's when you're putting out posts. That's when you're doing live streams like this, right? That's the passive way where you put out content with a call to action somewhere, maybe at the end of the video, maybe during the video, maybe as a subliminal, or but that is what you're doing, right? You make sure that you have a call to action for them to connect with you. And then you have your proactive way. So there's the passive way, there's the proactive way. And the proactive way is when you go and you approach people, okay? The last thing that you want to do to approach people is to insult them, disrespect them, put stupid ass comments in their in their posts and videos that don't make any sense, right? You don't want to spam people because it makes you look like the asshole. I mean, let's just get clear. If you go around doing that kind of stuff, you're the one that's going to look stupid. You're the one that's going to ruin your own reputation. You're the one that's going to shoot yourself in the foot. You're the one that's going to keep yourself from accomplishing your goals and making money. And typically the reason why people do stuff like leave stupid ass comments and spam and all that is because they're desperate, and everybody can see and feel that energy. They can see it in how you behave, and they can feel it in the energy behind your choice of action. They're like, oh my gosh, you're desperate, which means you don't know what the hell you're doing. I don't want to be a part of that. I'm out of here. So instead of focusing on the desperation, instead of focusing on the fact that this is all you know, get better. Be better. I challenge you to be better. Somebody challenged me, and I focus on becoming better every day. And that's really all you got to do, right? So there is a lot of personal growth and development that is involved with entrepreneurship that your average person is so flooded with busy work and busy thoughts that they don't get the opportunity, right? Unless they consciously stop and think about it, to improve as a human, as a person, right? Your average person doesn't do very much personal growth and development, but it is very prominent in entrepreneurship, especially when you're seeking to become more successful just in life, right? So there's those things. Okay, so we now know how to avoid being desperate. How do I get out here and boost this confidence? Well, if you follow what I show you, this is how you're going to do it. Because once you are clear on who you are, right, your standards, who you are, what you stand for, how you help people, right, what the problem is that you help them with, and then how you do it, you got your standards, and then you got your target audience. Once you have that, now you can confidently go and have conversations with those folks. There's not going to be this need to feel like you need to impress anyone, right? Or to be on your toes, ready for anything. You don't need that when you're looking to connect with like-minded people. You don't need that when you're looking to make a friend. You don't need to impress a friend. A friend likes you for you. And this is why your authenticity also has to shine through in everything that you do. It's all about dignity. It's all about being classy. It's all about, being who you truly are. How much do you really care about your target audience? Because when you start shifting your focus to them and serving them, you start thinking much, much less about yourself and the fear and the anxiety all the time. And you start placing your focus on, they need me. I don't need to be sweating every time I get into a prospecting call, because it's not about me needing them, me needing that commission. This is about me showing up as a human being who is continuing to evolve into a better person, looking around to see who wants to join me on the journey. That is really truly what your business is all about. If you look at it that way, if you start to show up in your business like that every day, bam, you're going to start to see better results, because you're going to start to attract better fitting people for your business. And when you start attracting those people and they come to you and they say, oh my gosh, Larry, oh my gosh, Colleen, you're amazing. I felt like you were speaking to me that day that you talked about blank, whatever it was. And then you get to say, well, thank you. Thank you so much. And they're going to say to you, how can I work with you? Can you give me more information? Can you tell me how to get started? Can you tell me how I go about purchasing blank, right? Now there's not so much of a struggle. There is not so much of this hard work and this convincing behavior. You don't have to focus on that anymore. When you know who you're talking to and why you're talking to them. Who's your target audience and why do you give a damn about them? If you get clear on that foundational piece of your business, you get clear on that, and it makes everything else so much simpler for you. And this is how and why I only have to work 1 to 2 hours a day and 4 hours on a busy day. That's it. It's because of this principle. Incorporate it into your business and watch how quickly things change. And again, if you need help with this, that's what I'm here for. This is what I do. Okay? All right. Now, I promise you that if you stay to the end, and we're pretty much at the end, that I would even show you how to make money from the 90% who say no to your business. Because let's face it, your average network marketer won't make any sales, right? They'll make from 0 to maybe 3 sales, and that's it. When you realize you need a skill set, right? And then you start learning marketing skills. Okay, well, then people that get into that category, they do better, but they're not closing every sale either. And even once you realize after you've learned your marketing skill, it's time to learn more communication skills, copywriting skills, and closing skills, and you start getting better at that, even still, the average good closer closes at 10%. Now, I myself have been able to close around 10% in emails, 30% in webinars, and 60% in Zoom calls, conversations face to face with folks. That's really damn good, right? Want to know how to do that? See, that's why you got to be one of my clients. I got to, be one of the students up in here. But anyway, like I said, your average person, even once they start to become good, doesn't do better than 10% close. So what do you do with the 90% that just weren't a good fit, right? Because as good as you start getting in your marketing skills and understanding your target audience, as good as you get in being able to communicate with folks, you're still not going to close every single body every single time, and that's okay. So what I did was, I did not create this myself. I discovered this to help me so that when I get a no, I can still provide some value to that person and still enhance their life in some way. And also when business is slow, that I can actually now go focus on the exact opposite audience than what I have for my business and still be able to make money. Okay. And again, to do this in a very ethical, soul satisfying way. Okay. So if you want to know how I do that, it is through affiliate marketing, but I do it with a very specific affiliate marketing program, because not all affiliate marketing programs allows you to make money from the 90% that say no to your business and your main offers. This one does. Not only that, but this one gives you 67% commissions, up to 67% commissions. So you go anywhere from 30% all the way up to 67%. That's pretty damn cool. And even up to $1,200 per sales commissions that you don't have to sell yourself. It is done through a sales team that's working behind the scenes for you. Didn't I tell you I like to leverage? Child, I like to spend time with my family. I love spending time with my kids. I love spending time with my new husband. So I don't want to be sitting in front of my computer all day, every day, child. Okay? Let the sales team sell it. So that's how I roll. So if you want access to this, you want the information, you want to be a part of it, here's what I'm going to do for you. Some of you may know that I have a holiday cash flow challenge, 5-day challenge that we are still in the process of doing. And today is day 4. I'm still going to offer it to you for $1. You will still be able to I can't talk because I'm so excited. You will still be able to get the recordings of all the days and keep them in your possession for life. And on top of that, I will throw in 30 days access to this program and to me. And if that weren't enough, I am even going to throw in a coaching session, a breakthrough brainstorming strategy session that I give to each and every person who is serious about growing their business. It's valued at $397. That's typically what I charge for an hour with me. I'm going to give it to you free of charge. The only thing that you need to do is spend. I like to call it invest, because this is all going to benefit you. That $1. That's all you got to do. Okay. So let me go ahead and put the link for that inside of the comment section. You grab it and let's make this shit happen. Like there's not really much more to say. You know what I'm talking about? Okay. So I'll put it right here. Bam. Thank you, Colleen. Yeah, good closing figures right now, right? And if you guys didn't see that before I put this with everything else, so hopefully everybody can see that. Bam, bam, bam. That's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of closing figures you want to do. All right. So good stuff. And just in case you didn't see it, I'm also going to show you this here. Hey, Dallas, what's going on? Good to see Dallas in the building here, my bro. And in case you didn't see, this is the link that you want to click on. So again, what you're going to get here is access. This is everything you're getting for the dollar. Access to the 5-day challenge that is going on live right now. Day 4 starts today, and it starts at 8 p.m. Eastern. And again, even if for some reason you're in a different time zone, and I know that if you get this today, this means you missed the other 3 days. Even with all of that, we record everything. You will have access to it for the rest of your life. Nobody's taking it away. You're going to have access to that forever. And this is 5 days of understanding these very concepts that I've been teaching today, and then some. Each and every day, some new sets of nuggets to be able to help you to grow your business and get the cash flow that you want in time for the holidays, and then even that. Okay? So you get that. You also get, as I promised, 30 days access into this affiliate program that allows you to be able to earn money from the 90% who say no to your business. Okay. And I am also including my $397 coaching session where we create a strategy, an action plan for you. Okay. That you would get instead of the $397, it's going to be 100% free of charge. So you'll get access to all of that when you go ahead and submit your dollar after you click that link. Okay? Now, there you go. So you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate you. If there's any questions or anything that you need, you know how to just send me a private message on social media. I'd be very happy to answer any questions and help you out with what you need. Again, thank you for hanging out with me these past 40 minutes or so. There is so much more I could say about target audiences and conversations and all that. And I share it on my VIP list. So make sure you go right there to ValerieWalton.com. When you land on that homepage, bam, right there above the fold, gives you the opportunity to get on Val's Victory VIP list, where you'll get access to even more in-depth training, information, updates, tools, resources, everything, just get it. Okay, thanks again, you guys. Have an amazing rest of your day. I'll see you right back here again. Same Profitpreneur time, same Profitpreneur channel, live at 5.